Okay. It took me a little while to find a project. Not really. This is one that I had. I had worked on this some time ago and set it aside. And when I was rooting around for new projects, I found this one again and thought, let's see if I can pull this baby out and revive it a little bit. And by golly, it just came right back up. This is an old controller. I don't even know what kind it is. Well, I mean, I know it's a electric railroad, a TMCC compatible, and it's for wired remote. But I'm not sure if it has cruise or not. Probably not. It's probably just a good old 4 amp DC CAN controller for TMCC, the Lionel design. This is a Rail Sounds board, ones I've been using most of the time. It has a big, I won't say big, it has a Pacific sound chip in it, which is a little larger than an Atlantic normally would have, but that's what I had. And this is a Lionel version of a Puff and Chuff board that's given us the Chuff sounds. And what I did with this particular design is I created in 3D. I don't know if you're familiar with 3D printing, but it allows you to do a design of a part and then print it by molding plastics through a nozzle and a XYZ coordinate machine, and you can make any part you want in a matter of hours. So I made this little bracket for a limit switch, and then I made the cam, and then inside here I have some other parts that I made, and there's a small DC motor that runs on a pulse. It's supposed to run on a pulse. It's not working perfectly as I would like it, but it's working. And this is a flyer unit that's been converted so that when this fan and the motor makes a pulse, it goes like that, and it makes a fan move, and that pushes the air through, and that pulls the smoke or pushes the smoke out. And this is simply a capacitor for a LED light, which is up there. So this is a fairly completed unit of technology: DC CAN, Puff and Chuff digital, 3D printed parts, limit switch, cam, motor, fan, more engineering stuff, LED light, soundboard, controller, wireless as well. Oh, and then there's a speaker in there with a baffle. This was 3D printed, designed and printed as well, that I just stuck up there. I'm not in favor of these tin thingies, but this is what came with it, so I kind of just stuck that way. That's funny, it's not though, is it? This is a plastic shell. I should probably replace that. Maybe I should put this on another engine instead of this. Put this on a 300 with some linkage. Ooh. I don't think this would fit. I'm thinking it might fit in the slope back, but the soundboard's wrong. This is really a Pacific, so you really want a pretty big engine. I could use a 290. I could take all this off and put it on a 290 chassis. That's a lot of work to make this, so I'd like to keep it too. I don't know if I don't have a smaller sound, or I could just put the big sound on an engine and say it's a big engine. I don't know. Let's think about that. Well, it should be used. It should be refitted and put on the track because it's that close. And I think, in my opinion, it sounds that good. You see how I get the 4 chuffs while we're looking at it. This is what I call a reverse cam. So the switch is normally open and it closes when it hits a divot. So there's 4 equally divided spots, and then what I've done is I've taken the linkage off that pushes the piston in and out, and I put a cam on there. It's a 3D printed cam to the design that I need to get 4, if you can count this, right? You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're getting 4 exhaust chuffs per revolution, and that would mean this piston on this side would have an exhaust once and an exhaust once going in and out, and then the other one is 90 degrees off, and it has an in and out. So every 90 degrees of rotation of the wheel, you should hear a chuff and see the smoke. Is that fun or what? Could use a little powerful motor. It's not a perfect, just one of my earlier smoke and chuff things, so it's a little wimpy. And then when you speed it up, the smokes run together, so you don't really get to see the big puffing. You see it up here, but it's not as much. I was always getting bugged about too much smoke. What does she know? I mean, you know. Now, if I get going real fast and change direction, it just stops. Okay, some of these have a brake sound, like a squealing brake. This one does not. Well, I don't know. Maybe you guys have an idea what I should do with this engine. Should I put a metal? I would like to put metal on. Metal's better, I think. But I don't like the detail on these tin ones, so I'd like to put a metal body here and a plastic body here. I don't think the oil is definitely not going to fit. The Vanderbilt, too many electronics. The slope back might if I reverse the electronics and put the big board here and little board back here, but then I really don't know if I have room for a speaker, so I'm not sure I like that idea. It seems I can do a firebox on this, so I could do a firebox, so I could do a metal body, plastic tender, and a firebox in this configuration. I'd have to drill this out, but that's a no-brainer. And then I would have linkage and railing, and it would look nice, and I think it'd be worth doing. Maybe the 300. If not the 300, then I'll do a 302. Well, give me your thoughts. I'm going to have to post this on YouTube way too long. All right, bye.